Hello, this is Byers and welcome to Annie 258 Game Level Design, and I'm your instructor, Jeff Byers, and I'm going to take you through how to get, once you get Unreal 4.27.2 loaded on my computer, and go to Epic, open that up. You'll have to sign in. Once you sign in stuff, it'll recognize your IP address and it'll pull up your stuff from home. You'll have to go through the whole sign-in thing when you're at school. Well, actually, you won't be doing that because you're at home, so you won't have to worry about all that other stuff. You can launch Unreal 4.27.2. Also, you can go to the library. And you can see it here as well. So when you have it loaded, it'll show up like this. And sometimes when you click on like this plus sign, it'll come up with this. It'll just pop up something you don't have. That necessarily may not be the one you want. So you can just go down, drop down in the arrow and click on the one. Now 4.27.2 won't show up here because I've already got it loaded here. It won't give me something I already have. You know, it won't show something I already have. So you'll just pick 4.27.2. It may be in there, or it might be just be 4.27. And if so, just click on 4.27, load it up. Go ahead and launch it, right? And when you launch it for the first time, it may ask you to set up a project and all that. So I'm going to take you through that real quick. But if it doesn't, once you launch it and let's say you close it and you open it back up again, it may say update somewhere on here, and just click on update and it should get you to 4.27.2. And I think that's how it worked. It's been a while. But you can see I've got I got the newest version here. Again, you're just going to use this. You can click on it and might want to load the newest version. What you do is you click on the arrow and click on 4.27.2. I don't have an issue with you downloading 5.6.1. We're not using it, and the interface is totally different. So it's so different from 4.27.2 that you really can't follow my video tutorials, and it really won't help you that way. But you can, I would download it, keep it open, keep it there, and you can play with it in between assignments if you get done with them and turn them in and you want to play around with it and learn more about it. Hey, feel free to do that. All right, now everything is supported that I have in my class at 4.27.2, and I'm hoping I'm gonna migrate everything over to the latest version, 5.6.1. It's just really hard. They make changes, radical changes, and there's no way to keep up on it, because they keep changing the interface and making it, better. Of course, that's what they should do. But it's very tough to create videos every single semester to keep up with this stuff. So it's impossible to do that. So hopefully you understand, but we'll have a lot of fun. Anyway, so you find it here. Go ahead and load it. Go ahead and launch it. Since I don't need this one, I'm going to get rid of that. All right. So you may see nothing here, and you just have to click on engine versions. And when you click on it, it might pop up 5.6.1. Well, you don't really want that, so you'll have to click on the arrow that'll show on the side. And that will be a drop-down menu for you to pick 4.27.2. Okay, so don't let that freak you out, okay? All right, once you get done, you're going to want to launch. But before you launch, there's a couple things we need to do. We need to create a folder for your work. That's always important. So go to your Windows browser, your file browser, and make sure your hard drive is plugged in. External hard drive, or if you're saving to your computer, whatever you're going to do, whether it be the D drive or the C drive or whatever. So you just choose what you want. And this is my second drive. I'm going to go to my my external hard drive, and I'm going to right click over here. I'm going to create a new project. And I want you to follow along with me. So just right click, go to new folder, and in this folder I want you to call it Unreal, okay, underscore let's say 4 There we go, 4.27. I'm sorry, 4.27. Module 1 through 3. All right, so that is done. You can go ahead and close that. And we'll go back up here and we're going to launch. Depending on your computer speed, this may take a while for the first time. Okay, so you may or may not see something here, but you probably won't. You won't have any, if you're new to Unreal, you won't see any of this. These are projects that I've done before. And I am going to click on Games. So you click on Games, click on Next. And we can do third person, or we can do first person. So we're just gonna do first person. Okay, so click on that, and that's going to be our type of first person shooter game. I'm going to click on Next. We have blueprint, we have maximum quality. Again, I'm not really going to get into this. Ray tracing disabled, yes, absolutely, unless you have a supercomputer with an RTX, really high-end RTX card. Do not use this. Just leave that as it disabled. Desktop console, everything looks good. Starter. Okay, so what location? Okay, project can be stored. So let's click on this. Actually, the three little dots at the end. Click on the three little dots at the end. I'm going to do my T-Shield. I'm going all the way down to the bottom. And let's go out of this one. And I'm going to go to, like I said, to the bottom. That's where it should be. Alphabetical order. And I called this Unreal. Let's see. Unreal 4.27 module 0103. So that's it. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to select the folder. This is super important. Okay. Once you do this once, you'll do this for every project. So we got modules 1, 2, and 3 that work together. We're going to be working in this folder for 3 weeks. And what do I want to call my project? Let's just call this interior. And that's what basically we're going to be doing, the interior and exterior of this level. We'll just call it interior. And we're going to click on create project. Now you can't put long names in here. It won't let you. It'll spit it back out. So keep it really short. You can put your first name, last name. Whatever you want to do. But I'm just going to put interior and click on create project. And notice that this takes a while. It's loading, it's creating a project, and these projects can be 20 gigs. There's just a lot of content in here that comes with Unreal. I mean, you may not look it, but there is some stuff in there, some materials and stuff you guys can use. So I'll probably pause this part. After it saves, and you can see that your scene propagates, and we are now in Unreal 4.27.2. All right, so if you have plugins that then we're gonna have to load in Substance Painter plugin for Unreal, and we'll show you how to do that later. We're not going to concentrate on that right now, but whenever you open up Unreal, a message might come in at the very bottom, manage plugins, and I'm just going to ignore that for now. Okay, we got place actors on the side here where we can add items, attributes to the scene. We've got a world outliner over here that kind of tells us what's in our scene. And we're going to be creating our own scene. We want to keep a lot of things in here, but there are some things that we don't need. Okay, so some of the things that you want to keep in here are all the lighting and first person shooter, we've got rendering, we got lighting, our light sources we don't want to delete. So we have to be very careful what we're deleting. So what you want to do is you want to go into the World Outliner and just click on these walls first. We can shift select all those walls and just hit delete. And then we can select all these cubes and select all the cubes and hit delete. And that'll bring us to a clean scene with everything that we want. This is our first person shooter character. This is our skylight. We've got our network player start. We have our sphere reflection capture, and we have our light source. These are all our light sources. This is our light mass importance volume, which is really important that we need to have for when we calculate the rendering. And this is our post-process volume. Those two are very important. And of course we have our sky. So those are the basic elements that we need. There's some stuff in here that we don't need. Okay, you're going to need to watch those videos on how to move around. Usually, basically, it's just Maya. Hold down the Alt key and your right mouse button to zoom and zoom in, and then we've got how fast we can our camera speed. So if you click on this camera, we can bring it up a little higher so we can zoom in a little bit faster with our middle mouse button. You can select objects and you can hit the F key to focus on them. Okay. Very cool. So if I click on that again, we'll click on that and it'll focus. And we don't need the first person template, the actual word. We can click on it. And if you look in the World Outliner, you'll see that it's in there. You can delete it. We don't need that anymore. All right, so now we got a perfectly clean scene. And at this point, you probably want to go ahead and save your scene. So first thing I tell students to do is go to File, and you want to save current as. Okay, and it's going to go under the content folder. So whenever you open this up, it'll show in here. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and name this your first and last name underscore MOD01. And we'll just put, I don't know, A on it. So, okay, I paused the video and it took quite a while to save it, so just be patient. It took quite a while to save it. I'm not sure why. But anyway, it puts it right in your content folder. As long as you're in that folder and you click on Save Current As, you're in the content folder, it'll save it there. Whatever folder you're in, let's say if you happen to be in the geometry folder and you forget that you're in there and you click on File, Save Current As, you're going to save it in geometry and then you're going to forget, but always save it in the content folder so it's always there. Okay, so with that said, that's setting up your project. So whenever you open this back up again, you notice that I had to restart, Unreal because it locked up. So if that happens, don't worry. Anyway, it's saved. So all I have to do is double click on it. And that's my scene because it resorts back to the opening defaulted scene. Okay. So that's how you basically open up your scene that you've been working on. So if you make changes and you continue and you save as a sequence and you continue to save just like in Maya, you save your sequence and that way you can have a bunch of them in here and you just save the latest version or open the latest version when you open this up again. So this is the version we have. There's really nothing in it. And you know, of course, the next video we'll talk about how to start building your scene and stuff. But I wanted to take you through how to get set up. Now, what does this look like on your hard drive? Because you're going to be wanting to download things that I give you from my Google Drive, and you're going to need a lot of hard drive space. So some of the things I'm going to be giving you, they used to be free in Unreal, and now they have the Fabs, called Fab, instead of the Unreal Marketplace, which is sad. Fab basically means they restructured everything, so really not much is free. So to see Fab, you're going to have to go back into, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and I've got to go back into the Epic Games, okay? So in your library, I have a bunch of, and you can see it's called the Fab Library now. It used to be, Fab Library used to be called the Unreal Marketplace. When we get free stuff. So I've got all this free stuff. So this is just over years and years and years of going on every month and downloading all the free stuff. Now, obviously, I can't give you all this stuff, but I have no problem giving you things you need to make your life a lot easier to propagate and finish your scenes. Okay. Otherwise, there's not much on, because if I go to Fab, this is what it looks like now. And so when you go to start exploring, the first thing I will type in is free, or you look in here, limited time free. When you look at this, I'm gonna see if you guys can get this. I'm gonna send something out to you, and you really need to download this. At 9:59 a.m. Eastern time. I'd have to get this for you and then make it available to you. But anyway, you want to download these by selecting them like this, and go click on add to cart. Okay, right now this was like $90. So you add to cart, and it'll be in here. So I added all three of those, which is, I thought, were pretty cool. And you want to do that for every single, and I think they usually do this every month. They give you some free stuff. Okay. All right. Sale ends 8/26/2025. That means it's tomorrow morning. It's going to end, which kind of stinks. That's before our class even starts. Okay. So I'm going to send something out tonight, which will be way too late. You won't get it in time. But I'm going to get it for us, so we can have it. So once you put in the free stuff, you go to your cart, and you click on checkout, and it goes directly to your library. Okay, so I'm going to click on my cart, click on it, and checkout. And once it's checked out, it's loading my order. Place your order. It was $189.97. And I'm going to place my order so that I can get that into my library. And once that's done, I can find that stuff in my library. So if I want, and I don't even care if I understand what it is. Like this one, I may not use this right at first. But, anything free, just download it, because you never know if you're ever going to use it. So, and it's all on, up online. It doesn't take any hard drive space on your computer or anything. So go to my library, and you can see that I've got it in there now. This is my library, so I can use it anytime I want to. Download it. You can see all the other really cool stuff I have. And I can search my own library, which is really cool. Again, a lot of this stuff, I'm going to do my best to try to give it to you. Some of this stuff is like gigs and gigs of information. So some of the stuff you're not going to be able to, there's no way I can give you all this stuff, but the stuff that we need to finish up your projects, I'm definitely going to give it to you so you guys can have it. And it's fairly easy, because what I give you and what you download, I'll show you where to put it. So they're going to be called packages. So these packages, I'm going to go ahead and close that. And I like keeping this thing open, but I'm going to minimize that. And let me get back to my game engine, which is right over here. So this is your game engine. And this is what the icon looks like. Let's see here. It looks like a round circle with a U in it. And this guy that looks like a flag, upside down flag, is the game's launcher. Okay, don't confuse the two. Sometimes I like to have the game launcher open, but if you do use your package, you'll have to restart. It'll ask you to restart, so that's fine. But when I go into my file folder and I go into my hard drive, if I double click on that and scroll down, I got a lot of stuff, as you guys can see, and go down to my folder, Unreal, module 4.27, module 0103. This is where all your stuff is. Okay, so we called it interior. Whatever you called it, there's your folder. That's where your whole project lies. And that's where whatever package I give you, I'm going to show you where to put it. So you're going to double click on interior. So you got this config. Don't want to mess with that. Don't want to mess with that. Don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess with that. Save. Let's see. Whatever we saved is in our content. Okay. So there's my Unreal map that I created. It's basically, there's nothing there. It's all empty, but it's there. Okay. But we don't want to double click this and load things up. Okay. Don't want to do that. But that package, if you download from, when we get to this point, when you download it from my Google Drive, you'll download it and you'll place it into the content folder, this folder. You'll copy and paste it right in there with the folder, and it has all the stuff in it. So when you go in here, back into your Unreal scene, you'll see it in here. You'll see the folder in here, whatever the folder is named, whatever it is. Could be the werewolf, right, that I give you, that werewolf character, which was kind of cool. So, and that interior scene, that was really cool. Okay. So those will be in here when you open up your folder. Every time you open up your project, it's going to be in there. And so you can open up your scene, and then you can start using the geometry and stuff that's in there. Now this one does come with some meshes, but they're just really plain stuff. Like I can drag and drop them in there, and they're just, you know, there's nothing really to it. So, but that's where you can, in the content, that's where you can create your own folders and add your own materials and objects and stuff like that. And anything that you create in Maya, you'll import in here and bring it into a folder. You create a folder by just right-clicking and creating a new folder. Okay, and then you can put your stuff in there. So that's how you're going to organize everything. So that's basically how you get everything set up. And once you bring the stuff in, you just click on Save All and click Yes, I want to save it to that. Okay. Once that's saved, then you can go to File, Save Current As. That'll save everything for you. And you're just going to click on that and highlight the A and replace it with a B. And then you just save and you continue working, saving, and if you follow that and you save in a sequence, you won't have any issues at all. That's it. So I hope you learned a lot, and I will see you guys in the next video.